I bet you think chipping's difficult, don't you? I can assure you it's not. I'll show you how. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Chipping. Oh man, you've hit a great second shot. You have missed the green by 2 or 3 paces and you are not feeling overly comfortable. Chipping is a shot that can make or break a hole, can make or break a score, can make or break the individual. I want you to first think about why chipping might be difficult. We've got to create down and create up. That's number 1. Number 2, everyone out there is telling you to use the bounce more. That's problem number 2. And problem number 3 is everyone is anxious, or when you start to hit a few bad chips, you get anxious and you start to move the handle super quickly. When the handle moves super quickly in a chip shot, because we are uncomfortable, the grip pressure rises and your strike suffers. That's the reason why golfers are instructed to not have any wrist set or any swing of the club head at all. Everyone is instructing you to lock out the levers and make it work in one line. If you lock out the levers, the angle of attack becomes non-existent, which is fine if you're playing off of a perfect lie. No problem at all. But the minute you start to have a slightly iffy lie, if you're trying to dead wrist it and not have any set or load in the golf club, you're really going to start to battle. Then what happens is the ball gets moved further and further back in your stance, and then all of a sudden you can't get any flight. The thing just keeps on coming out super low. We need to understand, and I did a video way back when, that we've got the heavy end and the light end. I know I keep going on about it and I know it might be getting a little bit boring, but the speed of the handle when you're chipping can move all too quickly compared to the heavy end. How do you fix this? You've heard me talk about the errors. How do I fix it, or how do you fix it? What I want you to do is start to, and it's like, what on earth are you talking about, Stuart? Because I've heard everything the opposite to this. What I want you to do is keep the handle in line with the golf ball, and I want you to move the head back and through. So the handle stays exactly in the same spot. The club head moves, the handle stays in the same spot, the club head swings, bottoms out, and then swings up the other side. As opposed to dead wrist, dead wrist. Because what's going to happen is, if you don't accelerate the handle past the golf ball, you are going to create a down strike and you're going to create loft. So when I just make the club head move back and I keep the handle in the same spot, and I now get the club head to swing down but don't move the handle forwards, all of a sudden I start to create a down strike, some spin and some forward momentum. Now if you can get used to returning the club head back to straight, why on earth would you not want to feel like the club head has some energy? Because that energy is going to give you the spin that you're looking for, that energy is going to give you some flight that you're looking for, but above all of that, it is going to allow you to find the bottom of the golf ball. And as soon as that golf club starts to find the bottom of the ball, the energy of the ball goes up. The spin, as I say, goes up and the flight goes up. So again, wherever you place the ball, whether it's back, whether it's forwards, start off with pop it in the middle. Keep the handle in the same spot and move the head back. Now, feel how the club head can move. The handle's not going to move in front of the golf ball, and we're going to strike. And the club now feels like it unloads past me. Now, if you've watched You Need This drill video, where I've got 2 bands around my neck, Well, I've got a TheraBand down this way and a TheraBand I'm pulling. The sensation that we're looking for is the TheraBand is being pushed underneath and we're allowing the golf club head to swing past us. This club head swinging past us with pressure down will start to create the downstrike you're looking for. The minute everybody's trying to expose the bounce, the club head is trying to bottom out early and the club head is rising up, which only leads to bad things. Now you can see the club head swinging through strike. The handle's not pulling, the head is swinging. When we hit chip shots, even if we take the hands out of the equation, the wrist set out of the equation, the golfer still has the instruction that the handle is going to pull. And when the handle pulls, you then start to encourage the shaft lean back in. When you start to feel the club set, and then in transition, you start to feel the club head swinging, now you start to create downstrike, you still create loft, and you get the spin and strike that you're looking for. Which is why this handle, when it's moving, the faster it's moving, the head is always trailing. So the general rule of thumb is that instructors tell you to take out the wrist set because they don't want you to use the set in the downswing. Because if you pull the golf club hard anyway and you had wrist set away from the ball, you'd encourage even more wrist set on the way down, which would leave you in a whole world of hurt. Which is why we see knees giving way. Knees give way because you're trying to lower the bottom of the arc, because as you pull on the golf club head pops up and the gap between the ground and you has become too great. When you're working on this drill to move the club head, all of a sudden the ground comes at you, doesn't it? I move the club head down, the ground comes at you. So if the ground comes at you, you're going to feel like you can stand taller. Taking the wrist set away out in the backswing, for my money, is just, I see people try it and they get no better. They feel secure because it's all locked out, but as soon as they get a duff lie, all of a sudden you see the arms buckling up and pulling up and all sorts of nastiness. But understanding that the club head's energy is required in a backswing to widen the arc of the downswing. So as we're moving the golf club away, I'm still feeling the club head move. I'm still feeling the club head move in transition. And I'm feeling how the speed of the handle is subtle. The speed of the handle is subtle to allow the club head to catch up and swing. The handle is only moving from here to here. The club head's radius has got to move from here up to here and back again. So how can this handle have a lot of speed? It can't, can it? The club head's got to have speed. But when you've had poor striking, it's like that fight or flight system, the autonomic nervous system firing up. Oh no, chip shot time, badness. Use that set drill and unload drill to really start to feel how the club can swing down through strike. And I promise you, when you next miss a green, I think, just maybe, you'll be able to make par. Good luck. If you liked it, you know what to do. I'll see you on the next one.